Hi, Abby. I'm here to ask you some questions about your book that you read, Feathers. Who is the main character and how do you know?
Franny, because in the perspective of the book, he's a narrator. It's also from her perspective. And in page 3, it says, when I told Mama about the poem, the part I tells me Franny is the main character.
What does Jacqueline want her readers to do in their own lives?
To be hopeful, for example, Franny was worried, like about her mom on page 41. Sean's said, don't start worrying. He is just feeling tired. Also in one part on page 19, it says, sometimes I feel like 11 is a whole lifetime. That also tells me she's worried. And in one part on page 99, it says, I smiled and hugged her and went back down the hall. You feeling better, Ma? Also, this tells me that Jacqueline wants me to be or change to hopeful.
Why is Sean important to the book and how do you know?
Sean is important to the book because in Feathers, on page 81 to 82, he's trying to bring hearing girls and deaf people together by trying to communicate with them. But Franny keeps on getting them in the way. On page 83, Sean said, remember the bridge? I shook my head. You know, when we were sitting at the window that day and I said what we could have built, some kind of bridge from every window. I nodded slowly, remembering it like that. Franny, the hearing girls are the bridges and the other worlds. They are the worlds I can't just walk across and into. I mean, the deaf girls, they are my world. But I don't want my world. That is convincing me that it's important that he wants both worlds.
Why is Trevor a character in the book?
Trevor is nervous about he's nervous that others are not accepting of him, and I think that he's worried that they're gonna bully him with his skin color and stuff. Because on page 5 it said that he had a mean streak. Also on page 56, it said 1 minute he'd be smiling, the next blue eyes would get all small, and he'd be ramming himself into somebody who'd said the wrong thing or given him the wrong look. Later, Franny includes him, and he learns acceptance.
How did the character's action help you understand the main idea?
The main idea is being hopeful, even in hard times. For example, Franny's mom, she was gonna have a baby, but she stayed calm, even though she could have been worried about her baby dying, like all her other babies. So on page 44, he said, stop worrying. He also said, Franny, everything's going to be fine. I'm fine.
What was the climax and how do you know?
When the climax was when Trevor tried to punch Jesus Boy, but Trevor fell over. And until it's the biggest fight in the room until Franny, the main character, calms it down by helping Trevor up. To know who was helping him out, the text said, something inside me just said go. And I did, because Trevor was falling and then he was in the snow. Trevor looked smaller than and weaker than any of us. Jesus boy was on the other side of me, and we both were lifting up Trevor. Even when I read, it all seemed to calm down, because Franny was starting to learn hope.
Thank you for answering my questions.
You're welcome.